to another classroom tour. We're here back with Monique again. Today is gonna be a little bit different. Even though the classroom looks really nice, we're actually gonna go.
We're gonna go shopping.
We're gonna take a look at what teachers buy and see why. All right, be right back. All right, so we're at Education Station. This is not just the only store that teachers shop. I'm pretty sure there's lots of stores you guys shop at. But we're gonna take a look at the store. This is actually my former elementary teacher. She co-founded the store. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, and so we're gonna take a look what's in the store and what teachers buy.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Nice to have so much choice. That's really cool.
If you were like the owner of Education Station and a teacher,
oh my
bring
god.
all the stuff to school.
Right?
That looks what it has. This is my inner science nerd coming out.
Oh.
Oh, shoot the lasers reflects on the mirrors.
Okay, get the laser beam to the rockets so that they can safely return to Earth. So looks like they give you different like little challenges to go through, and
so it's really not just plopping the the mirrors wherever you want. It's actually there's a challenge to it. There's a plan. So are puzzles still a real thing in the classroom?
They are. Yeah, we're using puzzles all the time. It's really great for motor planning and especially the early learning to see the shapes and where the pieces go and how they fit together. Some of the ones that down here, like for the alphabet, especially in the early learning, then they can, get more familiar with the ordering of the letters, but as well still motor planning where they go. So that's pretty neat. And these ones with all the little door openings and stuff.
Must be nice, like especially for kindergarten.
For the little fingers, to get in there.
I know, like one term teachers always throw around is fine motor skills.
The fine motor skills.
What is that?
So that is just finger strength. So building that strong finger strength really helps them with developing their pencil grasp and writing as they continue going on. So anything where they can get picking at something or anything that they can get their little fingers moving on things that are small is really handy to help develop that. And like even this one I'm looking here with all the little locks and the spinning locker combination is really cool too. That'd be really good for their finger strength.
Yeah.
Okay, this is neat. These ones to talk about. These megaforms are magnetic. They have little magnets on the edges of the forms. And it comes with a kit, like with quite a bit, so the kids can make different shapes or whatever creations that they have in mind. I know personally I have used these on my light table because they're a little bit of a kind of a transparent look to them.
That's cool.
So like they're very versatile. They can go on a table, but then on the light table too, that adds another extra element.
It must be nice for kids because they just kind of clip together with the magnets. You don't have to like push anything in or clamp something in or anything like that. Yeah,
and then it just holds the set. The set lasts much longer with that. Actually, so I might actually pick this up today. This would be great for my math unit for shapes. We're doing 2D and 3D shapes. I have these straw connectors. We have this currently in our school in our makerspace. And so the students are challenged to build things that are taller than them or something that is, so many straws in width. And then they just work together and just build these structures that are amazing.
Yeah, I remember when I went to school, we had straws, but we had like those sticky putty. That was what we used.
Okay, yeah. I've never ever. When I was younger, we didn't do that. But this is really cool. This is really cool.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Simple.
It's really simple and so versatile. Like you can use it for so many different things. So I know the kids really like it in our makerspace right now. It's really cool. And of course, these little marble mazes are so much fun.
I'm like 37 years old. I want this.
Yeah.
It's just cool just to watch. And
it's really cool. The only thing is when you lose that last marble.
Yes.
So it's always good to have an extra stash of marbles somewhere on hand.
That must happen in classrooms.
Oh, it does.
then?
It always rolls. They roll away, and you never find them. They disappear. And this, I have a friend of mine who just purchased this little mouse, and she just posted on Instagram that they were playing with it. Actually, her and her husband first were playing with it over the weekend, and then she brought it to school. So I think that's really cool little a coding bot. These I love. I have a couple pair in the classroom. They're glasses with primary color lenses.
Okay.
And then so you can have just the red lens in, and then so the student would look around with the red lens, but then you can throw in the yellow lens, and then they notice that now everything looks orange. Or you can, take out the red and add the blue and yellow and see that it makes green.
Okay.
So it's really neat for
just like
mixing
that.
colors. Yeah, it's great for mixing colors.
It's a good
Another way of
practical
doing
teach
it, yeah. Because you can mix your paint and your Play-Dohs, and that's just another way for the kids to explore color mixing.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Compost kit?
that's neat.
You have a little compost in your classroom. It's actually perfect for classroom because that's what they eat anyways.
Right.
Fruits and vegetables.
These are fun too, like the Xrays in the kindergarten and early learning, to have these on the light table, and then the kids can go through and they can guess what kind of animal it is, or they can match the X-ray to the picture, and then even create their own X-ray pictures to put on the light table, or even on the windows too. We have a couple of these and they're handy.
Oh, look at these sand timers. The neat thing is actually different times. So you got 1 minute, 2 minutes, goes all the way up to 5 minutes.
Oh, I've never seen this before. Oh, that's neat.
I think Monique is
I could sit there and just sit there and watch that. And then they have 30 seconds too.
Oh, cool.
They get little mini
Little
ones.
ones.
That's awesome.
That's good. Instead of usually it's just a generic sand timer,
Okay.
which I have no idea what time they are
You
usually.
know what? I'm just going to grab one of these. This could be used. Yeah. I'm going to add that to my little cart. And then looks like they have more math stuff here. Lots of different resources for developing those numeracy skills and just practicing them. But it's fun, right? It looks like a lot of fun. Like this one looks like an addition, which I'm doing addition right now. This would be really cool to have, putting the different colors in and then all together seeing them add up and having that number line.
Oh, okay.
That is really neat.
It's very simple.
And it sticks to the wall.
Nice.
It's magnetic. That is cool. That is really neat. I'm gonna have to think about this one too. That's
Maybe
cool.
I should have brought you to this
Maybe
store.
not.
You're like
Maybe not.
shopping now. Actual shopping. We're just gonna take a look.
Yeah.
$100 later.
Right. And then I like these measurement for measuring weight, because you can use, you can do different items in there, they have the little bears, or you can even put in liquids too to measure the liquids,
Okay.
or even compare the bears versus doing something different. And it looks like it comes with the bears too.
Again, that's very basic. That's
Yeah.
essentially just a scale, but
Yeah.
for
So
kids,
yeah. Lots of counters.
I see.
Don't want to lose this.
To me, it looks like a salsa plate. What would you use it for?
It's for snack time. This could be used for a lot of things. I think, thinking about math, you could probably put different counters in there.
I guess and separate and then have something in the middle for them
you could
to
do for
add up.
separating colors, or you could use it in science for separating different items like non-living and living things.
Okay.
Or just even you can throw this on your atelier table with different loose parts for the students to build projects with too. This is endless
This
possibility.
is not just a salsa stand.
Not
salsa
just
plate.
for snacks. Oh, and this is fun too. Again, this would be for shapes, for making 2D and 3D shapes. And it looks like it gives them a little challenge in the beginning that they can use, 4 sticks and 4 balls, and what shapes can they make.
Okay.
That's neat too. And it just, it's nice, it goes well with the curriculum, but at the same time it gets the kids thinking, and they're able to kind of guide their learning with that and maybe discover a few things as they go. This I like, especially in those early years when they're just starting to learn their concepts of print and about the alphabet, that this product, they can build the different letters together. So it's not just practicing to write it on a paper, it's actually building the letters, and the card tells you what you need to make those letters. And again,
this is like a 3-in-1. Like they can learn so many things. It's that just the alphabets, right? They
yeah. And they
know
just
the colors, match up shapes,
right.
can like build something too, right?
Yeah, that's really, really neat. And then it being that little bit of transparent, I would definitely put that on my light table, just to bring some literacy, not just at one area of the classroom, to put it everywhere.
Must be fun to be the owner and like find all this stuff.
That would be fun. Well, and I think it's really cool that she was a teacher. She knows what teachers need and want in their classroom and what's useful. So, oh, and puppets. Puppets are fun. Puppets are always fun. Like
I don't
having.
care what generation or what age you are.
Everybody loves a good puppet. Yeah. I could use this for when my chicks hatch. I could have the little mama hen. There's like in the house centers to have just different kinds of food. Even sometimes our houses turn into little doctor's offices, and they can get the doctor kit or a building kit.
Now, to me, these just looks like toys, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But throwing them into like a dramatic play center, and with the kids and their imagination, they just can create so many ideas from that.
That's true.
And then they want to learn more about, if it was a doctor's office and they want to learn more about it, so then you can start getting in the vocabulary in there as well and just incorporate it.
So even though it looks like a simple play toys, can make it into something that's very educational for the kids.
It can, yeah. Yeah, it does. Just kind of sparks the interest. What? Oh, that'd be great in a calming down corner. When if somebody's having a tough time managing their emotions, just sit and watch that.
I would buy this.
Because I almost want us to sit and watch it too.
Yeah, actually, I want it for my desk.
More teacher decoration or visuals to put on the walls, and they have them in French. Ooh. That's great. And borders galore. These ones, I just discovered these over the summer. They're magnetic, so you can put them on your whiteboard to decorate that as well. Yeah.
Easy to put up, easy to take down.
And then you don't have to tape it, so it doesn't leave a residue that you have to wash off at the end of the year.
Look at all the colors.
There's lots of stickers.
Oh, stickers.
Scratch and sniff. I haven't seen those in a long time. That's
I'm pretty sure, or maybe somebody should start a research why people like stickers. Oh my god! Like me, bacon stickers.
Bacon. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know what it is about stickers.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be a kid to really enjoy stickers. I think all ages.
They all do.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, it's fun. Even scratch and sniff Halloween stickers. That's fun. Well, these would be used for calendars that you have on the wall for your numbers. You get them in different themes.
I don't know how you teachers do it. Teach kids calendars and times and stuff.
It's lots of practice, lots of exposure, and frequent.
Yeah. Because to us, as the adults, calendar is easy. But if you think about it, it's actually kind of complicated. You got 12 months,
yes,
days.
And not all the days have the same numbers, and
And they change throughout the years.
They do.
Yeah, so it's...
And we won't even get started on leap year because that's something.
Oh, that's right.
That's another one to explain.
And Monique is in the front of it. She's teaching garden in grade 1, so she has to teach them to the kids.
Yeah. These are, so this is like tape, like just regular tape, but it doesn't leave a residue. So if you were to stick like nameplates on a desk or name tags on coat hooks, it peels off at the end of the year really easily, and then it doesn't leave any type of sticky residue.
Why is this similar to like drywall tape? Or painting tape, I mean.
I've tried painting tape before. It it never stays as long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense because technically painting tape is more temporary.
But like this is like tape meets painter's tape.
Oh.
But it's really great. Pretty much art stuff, yeah. Some little crafty things. Oh, these would be to cover your bulletin boards, I would imagine. Depending on like if you walk into a new classroom and the boards are maybe a color that's not your jive, you can come and grab one of these and put them on, and they fit exactly like a standard bulletin board size. Oh. So you just have to cut the length that you need. It's easy to change. And fabric, if you want to do fabric instead.
Oh, that's all it is. I thought it was just like you just buy the board and cut the fabric.
It depends, because I mean, some classes might have, you know, really bright yellows, and if it's just not the vibe that you're going for, then you can just easily cover it up, and they don't fade either. So that is really nice.
Is it
sand,
like Kinetic Sand, or is it
yeah,
something
Kinetic
different?
Sand. That's the word. Yeah, the Kinetic Sand is fun. It's just a different texture. You know, it's easier to mold things. Mm-hmm. It's almost like wet sand, but it's not wet sand. And this one looks like you could add paint to it, sand paint. I didn't even know, and it's gluten-free. Oh. So that's great. Just in case, you never know.
These kids are starving to death. They can eat this sand. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the feel of it.
I do too. Yeah. But it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, but it's very cool. I definitely see why the kids love it. Mm-hmm. And these trays, you know, keeping them inside the tray as much as possible. So scissors are, especially in early learning, are really important to get exposure to. So you can have, like, it's just your regular scissors, whether they're left-handed or right-handed. And they're different sizes. So the younger kids, they just need the smaller ones with the smaller holes. But then you can get different kinds of scissors where these ones are open and you have to work your finger muscles to close them. You know, and it just helps them get that snip snap motion.
No, that's an interesting skill to teach.
It's
a scary thing.
It's scary,
thing,
right? But then, you know, it's good for them to practice and learn, like the being careful and, you know, the safety with scissors. But just that motion of open close it can be a little tricky. So, you know, in building your finger strength, that is something that progresses along. So scissors are great. These ones too. These ones are spring-loaded scissors, so they open right back up. After you push them closed, they open right up, so that's neat.
Yeah,
that's neat.
It's a very simple thing, but look at all the different scissors they have. I'm pretty sure there's way more on the market than this even. Mm-hmm,
mm-hmm. And even the ones that cut out like funky little patterns and stuff like that, that one's fun to throw into some centers for them to work with. I do have a couple of these, and I have one for every table. So before like a major project or experiment that we're doing, I can load this up with all the supplies that the students need, and then I can just keep it aside until I need it, and it's quick and I can easily drop it on the table. They have everything they need, and it's easy to store back away like on a shelf or something. So I find those really handy to have. And then they also come in different sizes. And these are neat too for practicing your printing when it gets time to practicing on lines. So it's a little whiteboard, so they can write and erase, and it's reusable many, many times. Oh, this is neat. This is neat. I think I'm gonna walk away with this one today because I maybe more than one, because I would put this at a table and I would put like the glue, the scissors, some pencils, everything that they would need, and it looks like it's a lazy Susan kind of rotation, and you can add and take out things as you need. So I think that would be great to organize your supplies and have them easy access for the kids.
Yeah, like you can take it out, which is kind of neat too.
Yeah, so you can really have in there just what you need. Okay, I'm adding this to my list.
About $200 now.
Right, and now I'm looking at this now too on my whiteboard, because I'm always losing my whiteboard pens or my felts and my erasers. It's $20. Get that book.
What is going on here?
I have no idea. It's called the Surf. It's an on the go desk.
Oh, so you
That
sit.
is really cool.
Yeah, I'll
So you
try.
just sit.
You got the camera.
Oh, I've got the camera now. Okay.
I got it.
You're good?
There we go.
Perfect.
Oh, cool.
That is so neat.
I kind of want this for home.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so simple. Like it's
so simple and so smart.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's very cool. So you can even have that set up at your carpet,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, I like that a lot.
It's just like to just set up the whole entire room of stuff, of products, instead of
Yeah.
just like looking at pictures and stuff.
Exactly. You can get a real feel for what it looks like and the size of the product. I really appreciate this a lot as a teacher. Sometimes seeing things online or imagining their size can be a little tricky, but seeing it here up close and getting to touch it and stuff that's really helpful. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
To ask her, what is this? You must know what this is for.
I think this is one of those things that are just endless to use. I've used them before. I just use them for sitting mats for the kids if they're doing some work on the floor, or just different games, sometimes maybe in the gym. So you can do it for lots of different things, though, I suppose.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah. They look comfortable. They look nice.
And something you don't think about is like there's kids chair. There's different heights.
Yeah, I didn't know that. When I first started, that the size of a chair actually matters. In learning printing and posture and stuff, you don't want the students' legs to be swinging, like hanging off the ground. So you want them to be able to have their feet planted on the ground. So the size of your chair can really make a difference. And then they have these little hokey stools that when you can sit on them, it engages your core muscles more, and especially children that maybe have a little bit more wiggles and more energy, they can wiggle back and forth in those chairs. And those are fun too. Okay. So in a lot of our classrooms, we're starting to see a lot more just different flexible seating. So you might have a table with some chairs, or you might have a table that have the wiggly hokey stools. Sometimes in different corners there's a beanbag chair or couches that the students can sit at and do their work where they're comfortable as well. So it's not always just being at a table with chairs. There's lots of variety for students to sit and work and collaborate and do their stuff. So
like this table right here. To me, this looks like a picnic table.
Yeah.
What would you use it for?
I would use it like I would just any other table, for maybe group work or for collaborating on projects together. It's nice for the kids to have that bench seating just for something different. And I think it would be I like the natural look of it. I think it would be a really cool thing to have in the classroom, to have a picnic table for the kids to work at.
Great. I don't know what these are for.
Oh, for your blocks in your block center.
And
they can build, and they're made from cork. So a different material, a different feel. And then, when you build something, if it all falls because it's cork, it wouldn't make that much noise.
Oh, that's true.
So that would be,
That's good for Good for teachers and also good for other students. Less distraction.
Less
right?
distraction and
Yeah.
you know, sometimes loud noises. Yeah, very neat. And then all their sensory bins, of course, over like having like a sand table or water table, or these little beads that are kind of like little gel beads too, are fun just to get in. They're kind of wet and slimy. And then there's those transparent letters that we saw earlier that with the light table that you can turn on. I'm gonna plug it in. Oh, it still doesn't work. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've never seen a light table like this before. That's cool. Okay, wow.
Must be a
This is this is very neat.
Yeah, nickname this the disco table.
This is the disco. This is the party table. I appreciate how they have different things that you can put on your light table that they have in the store. That's really neat and handy to go and look. Wow. My light table at school is just white light.
I think you gotta talk to your principal.
I think I need to, yeah.
Disco table.
Could you imagine if the lights are off and that's just going in the background? That's neat.
I would imagine there's some way to control it. We just haven't figured it out.
I think so. I just haven't figured. Oh, there's a big switch over here. That was not expected, but very cool.
There you are.
That's very perfect. Thank you so very much.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
All right, done shopping, and Monique is here somewhere. She's probably just finished shopping.
Just looking at my stuff.
So even though it's supposed to be just a tour, Monique actually bought stuff for her classroom, which is awesome because it's actually very handy.
I'm here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, thanks for joining the show. Hope you liked a little bit different variety. I know it's not a tour of a classroom, but we thought, let's not go for shopping for a classroom. So
I'm good with that.
yeah. Anyways, hit the like if you like it, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. It's a little windy out here, so we're gonna finish up.
Okay.